So,
Labrīt!
Good morning, dear members of the press and members of delegations and our online viewers. Today we welcome an unofficial visit to Latvia. The President of the Republic of Rwanda, Paul Kagame, will start with the statements regarding the importance of the visit and the content of the discussion. Good morning, dear members of media, members of delegations, ladies and gentlemen. I'm truly pleased and delighted to welcome today on an official visit to Latvia my Rwandan counterpart, Paul Kagame. We indeed had a very constructive discussion on a broad-ranging issues. However, there is one topic that I would like to specifically highlight, or one aspect that I would like to specifically highlight. This is the first official visit of not only a Rwandan president to the Republic of Latvia, but also the first official visit of a leader of a Republican of an African country to Latvia after restoration of our independence. So this is a historic visit, therefore. This visit also coincides with quite a turbulent period in our history. We discussed regional security of Europe, and I presented Latvia's position regarding how we see the outcome of the Russian war against Ukraine. I reiterated the importance of abiding by UN standards and respecting Ukraine's territorial integrity. I would like to thank Rwanda for clearly showing its position through UN voting and during the peace summit in Switzerland this year. We also discussed other conflicts on the African continent. We highly appreciate Rwanda's involvement or contribution to several peacekeeping operations. And we, of course, also talked about the necessity to reform the UN, namely the Security Council. It has become apparent that UN does not really reflect the situation that we are living in the 21st century and cannot efficiently resolve conflicts. We also discussed bilateral cooperation as well. What we can see at the moment already is that there's a good potential for economic cooperation. Our IT companies in particular and other companies are quite active on the Rwandan market. However, we can deepen this cooperation still, and we have created a good and efficient cooperation mechanism between our foreign ministries. We are consulting each other, and soon we'll have our honorary consul in Rwanda, which might be an efficient vehicle for further deepening of the bilateral economic and political dialogue and cooperation. Last but not least, I would like to underline that the visit of the Rwandan president to Latvia is aimed at deepening bilateral cooperation as well as regional cooperation, and it also again has a historic importance. Yesterday, President Kagame visited the Museum of Occupation. He learned more about the dark pages in our history, and later on today we are going to reveal a ceremonial plaque, or commemorative plaque rather, at the Latvian National Library to mark or commemorate, rather, the genocide that took place 3 decades ago in Rwanda, as a result of which about 1 million Rwandan inhabitants died or perished. So it's important to also talk about rather unpleasant chapters in our history, dark chapters in our history that neither we sort of emphasize or highlight on everyday basis, something that we are still researching and learning the impact of about. So similarly to what Rwanda does with its history. So this unveiling of the commemorative plaque is going to be another symbolic gesture or step and will serve as a reminder of one of the darkest pages of the 20th century history of the world and African continent. And we do very well understand how important it is to keep nurturing this collective memory. So again, this is a very symbolic step, this plaque. So I would like to thank from the bottom of my heart my counterpart for visiting Latvia and for the very constructive dialogue or discussion that we had already. We are going to continue with other events of the visit, and I hope that following this visit we will also have a lot of practical cooperation projects, both in scope of international organizations, international framework, as well as business-to-business level and in culture as well. So welcome once again to Latvia, Mr. President.
Kagame kungs, lūdzu.
Excellency Edgars Rinkēvičs, President of the Republic of Latvia, senior officials, members of the media, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. To begin, I would like to thank President Rinkēvičs and the government and people of Latvia for the warm welcome and hospitality in beautiful Riga. Mr. President, we feel at home. Following my discussion with the President and between our delegations, it is evident that Rwanda and Latvia share strong bonds of friendship. We were deeply moved by our visit yesterday to the Museum of the Occupation of Latvia. This exhibit holds a universal message about the protection of rights and freedom. The purpose of this visit is to explore new opportunities for the mutual benefit of our people. There's already a growing interest in the field of sustainable agriculture. What also unites Rwanda and Latvia is a common understanding that we can no longer do business as usual. We need a multilateral system that is more fit for purpose and which treats everyone equally. We also need to prioritize growth areas such as information technology. Mr. President, I commend your efforts to build a strong innovation ecosystem in Latvia, an example for all of us to follow. In Rwanda, we have also been doing our part, beginning with digitizing almost all public services. On the multilateral front, Rwanda and Latvia are willing to support each other on a range of issues, notably peace and security and global development. Ultimately, the mindset we have is to work together to find solutions to our unique set of challenges. Mr. President, once again, thank you for hosting us in Latvia. We are very pleased to be here. My delegation and I are deeply impressed by what we have seen. We hope to be able to welcome you in Rwanda very soon and I look forward to our interaction with the media, and thank you for your kind attention.
Paldies! Ar to
Thank you. This concludes our press conference. Thank you all.